Live from the Drew Estate Cigar Studio and the Gurkha Cigar Studio in the great state of New Hampshire, welcome to the Spare Notes series with your hosts, Matt Tabacco, William Cooper, and Smokin' Nicole.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Spare Notes series. That's right, it's Saturday night, and it is time once again for the 2026 PCA Trade Show and Convention Pre-game Show. Show we do every year right before the trade show takes place. And then, of course, there's our post-game show, which will happen 2 weeks from now, I think, after the trade show. Very, very exciting time. I'm joined once again by the beautiful Smokin' Nicole, as well as my very good friend and colleague, Mr. William Cooper of Indian Trail, North Carolina, and cigar-coop.com.
Hello.
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 Greetings.
Have I told you that the blue Coop team shirts, not only are they phenomenal, but they bring out the twinkle in your eye, you know?
You know what's funny? These are like gone. You can't get this color anymore. We just ordered the purple ones, but yeah, we can't get this color anymore. This is like OG.
Yeah, I like the blue the most. I think last year you guys wore like a red or like a burgundy.
We wore. I thought it was the silver, but it could have been the red. It was the red or the silver we had. Yeah.
I know I've seen a red at some point, and you're right.
There's
Now
a
that
maroon,
you say it,
and there's the maroon one's the other one we can't get anymore.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, it looks good. I mean, we've always gone all black, you know.
We have a black in there. Yeah.
Mysterious, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, Nicholas Perdomo is here. Nicholas! Hello, Nicholas Perdomo. He was on our show on Wednesday night.
He was on mine Thursday, yeah. We had a great conversation. We are both very excited, Nicholas and I, because there's a Tears for Fears memoir coming out, which, probably could be book of the year, so...
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah. Tears for Fears. Yeah, your dad loves Tears for Fears.
He is a huge fan.
Yeah. Well, isn't Nick a big fan of Tears for Fears?
Nick and Nicholas.
And Nicholas, yeah.
They are, like, I consider myself knowledgeable. They're much more knowledgeable than even me. So, I mean, Nicholas can go deep with the tracks. I mean, super deep. I mean, so he is definitely the dean as far as that goes, yeah. So that's like mandatory reading for us.
So
I'm gonna have to like book club.
So
we're gonna do a book club or something. Yeah.
Your dad doesn't read.
I think he would enjoy it.
My wife said the same thing. She goes, "You don't read." I said, I'm gonna read this." She said, "Yeah, you are."
His birthday's coming up, so.
Yeah, it's a great birthday gift, rather. Yeah.
When is it coming out?
I think I think it's pre-orders. I want to say it's like later this spring, early summer.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, you have to look that up. And
he's hard to shop for.
Yeah, I know. What else are you going to... You're right. What else are you going to get him? Another frying pan that he's just going to, warp?
Yeah.
I don't know. What are you going to do? Well, Coop. I'm like already mentally exhausted. I haven't even got there yet. I'm tired.
I'm very chilled this year. I have not. The goal. I think the problem I've had in the last few years is going in a little burnt out and getting more burnt out, and I'm not burning myself out. I was telling you before the show, this was probably the most work I had to do. Like today was the most work. So
yeah.
But I will say a lot of people have stepped up on the team this year. Because sometimes I tended not to delegate, and I think that works out well, when you can do that. So you have to just let some things go sometimes. So I think that helped too. So I'm more relaxed. I'm going to be driving too, so that's going to be interesting. But I'm leaving Tuesday to get there Thursday.
You're leaving Tuesday to get there Thursday. Oh yeah, because you're going to stop Wednesday.
I'm going to stop Tuesday night and Wednesday night. Yeah. Well, it breaks it up. It breaks it up a bit. So
are you stopping in Biloxi?
I'm stopping in Biloxi.
Yeah.
That's our town. That. Yeah, that's Ben's hometown, and I fell in love with Biloxi last year. It's better. I like it better than New Orleans. So
is that where that place Coops is?
No, that place Coops is in New Orleans. It's in the French Quarter, actually, which I highly advise going to.
Yeah.
I highly advise it.
What was the place? I thought there was a place in Biloxi that was called Coops or something like that.
No, it wasn't Coops. There's something else in Biloxi. It wasn't Coops. Coops was in New Orleans. We went to.
I don't know what I'm thinking of. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Well, before we get into it, let's talk about what we're smoking. Coop, do you want to start us off?
Yeah, so this is a cigar I've really been hooked on this year.
Is that a Fratello?
It's a Fratello. It's the Fratello Puro 1821. It's a Dominican Puro coming out of La Aurora. I was really impressed with this. I was really impressed with this cigar. It's one of the better cigars he's done. Is it an Opus X? No, it's not an Opus X, but it's pretty damn good. This cigar is what I'll say. And it's like I said. This is if you want to go on the Dominican side, you go with this.
Nice. Nicole, I see you lit up a big DTT cigar over there. Was that a Paladin de Saka?
Yes, it is.
Nice.
Oh, going very nice.
I didn't know what to smoke. I grabbed like 10 different cigars, which are now spewed.
You're going to have to figure out what you want to bring on the trip with you.
Ugh, I can't even think that far. I'm far ahead. I can't.
You might as well smoke the Paladin de Saka now because, you don't want to take that on the trip, in case anything happens to it, you lose it,
Or someone asks for it at
Jose's going to come over and he's going to want it. He's going to take it from you. I mean,
and you're going to give it to him.
And you're going to
Matthew.
Be careful. Don't be. He will find the vulnerable one who has the cigars.
Yeah, I learned my lesson before.
You're
like, Jose, where are your cigars? Oh, I gotta be honest with you. Carlito, he didn't give me any walking around smokes. And we were, well, that sounds like a you problem.
What I advise is
I'll give him one.
Cigars you're willing to sport. If you see Jose at the airport, right, when you run, have a few cigars that are just, you're willing to share, and that's what I would do.
Well, so we have obviously some people coming to assist us in helping, and one is my friend Alana, and so she's not a huge cigar smoker, so I'm gonna cherry pick some things that I think, she'll like. She's had some with me on occasion, but she's not, well versed, so I'll have some other stuff kicking around for her.
Yeah, Jay, I started it off a few minutes early, just but we haven't really gotten to the weeds yet. Don't worry, you didn't miss much. And I'm smoking the Hoya de Nicaragua, Ontario, Connecticut, Lonsdale. I forgot that I had this cigar.
I like that. I like the Classico.
Yeah. I have a couple left. I found a box.
The Ontario. Was that the Ontario Classico?
No, the Ontario.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a Classico. I like the Ontario as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Ontario. Did I say classic? No.
I probably misheard it.
Yeah.
It wasn't you. I think it was just me.
Jose is my friend, but to be honest, Jose is a first grade smooth.
We didn't say that.
I didn't say nothing.
Before I get in trouble with him again.
Jay, I gotta be honest with you. I act a little like, did you bring any cigars maybe I could take from you? I can only imagine the shit that Jay says to him. Jose, if I give you cigars, do I get a credit on my Arturo Fuente bill, or how does that work? Jay is smoking a Las Calaveras 2023 LC 550 or LC 50. I forget.
Good choice.
Very, very good choice. Very, very nice choice. I have some Las Calaveras tucked away that I keep forgetting about. I might bring those with me. My comment is like him calling me Tomago fat. Yeah, that's right. I forgot. He called Jay fat too. So me and Jay are in this together. Solidarity. Coop, what are you drinking? Pepsi Zero over there?
Yeah, the Diet Cokes are going to be packed for the trip. So.
I got to slum it with the Pepsi. The Diet Coke's put away.
I had Pepsi on Thursday, shit, too.
Oh, my God. Oh, the Diet Coke's put away.
It's like, I have it all packed already. Yeah.
Oh my God.
What do you mean? What?
Coop's one of those people. He'll pack his suitcase like hours before he goes to the airport, but he's already got the Diet Coke squared away.
Okay, not for. Okay, I
Yeah,
literally
but
already have instant coffee ready for the hotel room.
Listen, the reason is it's the clothes I will pack a few hours before. It's everything else that I need to have with me. So that's the stuff you kind of sweat.
Diet Coke's important, and I'm someone that like I need my like first cup of coffee of the day, and I don't want to have to leave the hotel room, but I don't trust their stuff, so I bring a portable kettle and instant coffee.
I have one of those little portable. I have one of those little. They work great. I take them down to when I go to Florida.
Yeah.
I usually don't. I have these like Vietnamese instant coffees. We were talking about instant coffee dying this morning on KMA. It was kind of funny. It's kind of, but there's these Vietnamese packs. They're like the cream and the coffee all in one, and they're actually really good.
No, those are actually really good. I bring just like shelf stable creamers, like the mini moos from Land O'Lakes. I think are great, but I have to have good coffee, so I get Illy instant coffee. Is what they make now. But like,
I didn't know they even made an instant. Wow.
I know.
That's nice.
Gotta have it ready.
Oh, by the way, I needed to make a comment before we get too far. Now that Jay is here, I just want to let everyone know I still buy my Tatuaje exclusively from Jay Davis at Blue Smoke of Dallas. There were some rumors floating around on social media today that I no longer buy Tatuaje or buy it from him. That is completely false.
Who said that?
Where did that come from? I didn't see that.
Some asshole made a comment on the flyer. You know how it goes. I had to.
On what flyer?
For the show tonight. Some guy made a comment. It was like, "Oh yeah, Matt don't buy Tatuaje from Blue Smoke of Dallas." I was like,
"That's not true."
That's not true. Come on,
we need it. Who was the guy?
I think his name was, I don't know, some older guy. Some guy with glasses, maybe.
So it was the Jay.
It was Jay.
As you're going,
Coop's over there trying to find it. It was Jay. He's like, "Oh, Matt doesn't buy Tatuaje from you anymore." I'm like, don't even play that game. I'm like, don't you dare say that.
That could backfire. Be careful. Yeah, you don't want to do that, Jay.
Yeah, Jay. Yeah, Jay. What are you doing? Don't play with fire over there. What's Jay doing? I'm going to make sure that I wait until I see Jay enter the Tatuaje booth. And when he's sitting down with Pete, I'm going to walk over and say, "Excuse me, gentlemen, I love you guys both, and I hate to do this, but I'm going to say, Jay, just make sure you order a little light because, you don't have to worry about me this year because apparently I'm all set." And Pete's going to be like, "What's going on?" And I'll be like, oh, someone thinks that I don't buy Tatuaje anymore, so. I'm just kidding, Jay. I'm saving my nut for after the show. Don't worry. You'll be taken care of. I promise. Let me know when that creature drops. That'll probably be my first purchase of 2026. Well, we'll see. I want to see what surprises Pete's got coming down the pipe. Although you probably already know because manufacturers. Not that I'm saying that Pete's one of these, bad people, but manufacturers like to tell the stores everything now instead of us. So
they tell. Yeah. I'm going to tell you. I think the number is about 70 to 75%. Yeah. Is at the stores. Mm-hmm. So that's about what I've calculated this year, and I kind of went. This was really talked a lot about this week, where if you're doing that to the stores, I mean, you have every right to give it to a store, and I think you should give it the same as the media. But if you're not giving it to the media, you're not getting your message told. And I used the example, Matt, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
With the Fuente Padron.
Yep. When
it arrived at the stores, and what was lost in the messaging was that was a charity. There was a charity component to that release, and that's why it was the price it was.
Yep.
Had that went to the media, and look, I told Carlito that, and he had that went to the media, your messaging would have been told correctly, and that you can't depend on the retailer to do that. Whether the retailer knew that or not, I don't know. But it's not the retail. In the end, the retailer's job is to sell cigars. So if they knew it, they should have said it. But clearly, what happened is someone sees it, snaps a picture of it on a shelf and at the price point, and that's what happened. So if you're doing this strategy of going to the retailers first, I think you're damaging your brand, in my opinion.
Yeah, I know. I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but yeah, I agree.
It's been beat to death, and it's a war we're not going to win because it's how it's changed since the pandemic so much. Yeah, I mean
that's like people like bitching and complaining that nobody wanted to make an appointment at their booth when they don't have any new releases, and no one ever got an email about making appointments anyway.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's
it's like what? I don't know. Some people are weird. Shit. Well, let's get into this. First of all, I want to talk about couple of people who helped make this show happen. Shout out to our friends at Nova, who are with us every week on every show. Make Nova big. As well as our friends at Perdomo Cigars, featuring the 2025 Cigar of the Year, the Legacy Nicaraguan Shade-Grown Epicure. Perdomo Cigars stand for quality, tradition, and excellence. PCA... Wait, what?
The 4P that Nate. 4 number ones, yep.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to throw you off. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was like, wait, what? No, it's all good. Let's see. Oh, you know what I just... Never mind. KMA quote of the day. Some retailers just want to make money instead of supporting boutique brands and helping their customers. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know who said that, but yeah. Although, I could take a wild guess. Is it who I think it is, Coop?
No, I believe it was Abe who said it in terms of... there was a whole Instagram thread, which I don't have the thread in front of me, and I think it would derail the show completely. We could save it for another time. But there's a whole Instagram thread that kind of prompted that.
Yikes.
So, yeah. So.
All right.
Well,
people can tune into KMA.
Well, what I can do? I mean, I'd love. I think it's a good topic to talk about. I don't have the thing in front of me.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying, like, if people are.
And sorry, I was distracted by something else on the screen, so
I think we should stick with what we have planned tonight. Is what I'm saying. So yeah.
Yeah. We could circle back to that. We should definitely circle back to that.
Yeah.
Well, anyway. So, a couple of things. PCA 2026 kicks off a week from today in New Orleans at the New Orleans Convention Center. And we've gotten a lot of announcements. We have a general idea of what's coming out. A couple of things I wanted to touch on first. So, out of what we know, what's been announced as of right now, there are a couple of trends. Now, every year, Coop, we talk about this. Like, what's the trend? Last year and the year, or maybe even the year before, was a little... the Year of the Dragon, I remember that was a big... Like, that was the trend. Everybody wanted to do a Year of the Dragon release. And then since then, it's kind of, like, dropped off a little bit. But I remember specifically the Year of the Dragon, like, that year, was when a lot more people jumped on the bandwagon. Everybody wanted to do Year of the Dragon. That was like the big trend.
There was like over 10 Year of the Dragon.
Yeah, and then 5 years ago, the trend was everybody wanted to make a 6x60. Everybody wanted to make Gordos, and that was...
We had a Year of the Lancero one year.
Yep.
A Year of the Connecticut Shade.
Yep. So, again, there's always like a trend. This year, there's two themes that are trending right now. One of them is really cool. One of them's perplexing. The first one is being the 250th anniversary of the great country of the United States of America. The America 250 movement has hit the cigar industry. There are so far up to, I want to say, 10 announcements of America 250 inspired products that will be hitting stores this year.
I believe you're right on the number with that.
So that's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah.
The other trending theme this year, which Jay already kind of beat me to it, but right on time, right on cue, is this is also going to be the year of the cigarillo.
Yes.
Which I find interesting for a lot of reasons. I mean, I like cigarillos, you know, when you want something fast and quick just because you want it. It's nice. I smoke cigarillos a lot just for that reason, you know, when I'm on the go and I'm just trying to rip something and, you know, but it's not, you know, I won't consider it a major substitution for a standard premium handmade long-filled cigar. I think a lot of serious cigar smokers would agree with that. But we are seeing a lot of cigarillos being announced. Now, you might ask yourself, why? Well, the first one, and probably the biggest reason why, is it's a very price-friendly option.
Yeah.
In a time where people might be holding back on what they're spending, you know, it's obviously much more affordable, you know, a 10-pack, 20-pack of cigarillos, you know, but I see, this is where all right, here's the thing with the cigarillos. And Coop, feel free to jump in and try to steer this in a different direction if you disagree. What I was going to say is I'm not 100% sure if the intention is also here, or at least it's part of that mindset. Well, I don't think that anyone, a manufacturer or a retailer, I don't think anyone should be looking at it like, you know what? We need to find like some budget-friendly options. I have an idea. Let's just push a lot of cigarillos, you know? I don't think a cigarillo is an appropriate replacement for any premium long-filled cigar. So if that is the mentality here because they're trying to like save on cost, that is not what people want. I mean,
No, I agree 1,000%. I don't enjoy cigarillos. They're not my thing. I am not the person who wants a quick smoke. I know some people like to walk with them, and so it's not my thing. They're very different, and a lot of times, a lot of them are machine made for the most part.
yes.
So they're
very good point.
machine-made product. So I do know that some companies have tried to recreate the premium experience in the cigarillo format, and some I think have been more successful than others with it.
Yep.
What I'm really intrigued with is some of the companies I'm seeing try to get into this space this year, which are very non-traditional. Like most of the time, this has been the bigger companies that have been doing this. But now I'm seeing a couple of smaller companies try to dive into this. And Drew Estate's a whole other discussion we'll get into. That's a whole other discussion because that was probably the most interesting one to come out.
Yeah, I mean, Drew Estate's a little bit different, you know, in that regard, but still, yeah. I mean, there's some points to be made there too.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, it's not over. I mean, we get press releases Friday afternoon. You know, like.
Well, you do. I'm not doing anything with them Friday afternoon, but you
well, I didn't say I was doing anything with them either, but I'm just saying they do get.
Oh, this Friday afternoon. I thought you yeah. This one came out Friday afternoon.
No. I'm saying like my point is that manufacturers are making announcements about what's coming out of the show hours before the show begins.
At least they're sending something. I'd rather them do
No.
not do it.
My point though is that, you know, there still could be more stuff coming down the pike we don't even know about yet. So it's hard to say. And that's why the post-game show is always a little bit more in-depth, because that's when we actually know everything that's happened at a show.
We've seen, touched, smelled, tasted the product, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, there could be more cigarillos coming. I don't know. But so far, there's been enough announcements specifically about cigarillos where I'm like, all right, there's a theme here.
And there will probably be more. I mean, it's nice that people put press releases out before, but there's so much stuff that like people don't talk about till they get to the trade show because they're just not ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. you know, it's an interesting one, you know, because it's...
Well, I think it could be also convenience, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, I feel like during COVID, everyone was able to slow down. More people worked from home. More people were staying outside because of the boom that kind of happened there. But now life is back to normal. People don't have as much time. You know, cigarillos are quick. You don't really, you know, some of them don't really need to be humidified, right? So there's that aspect of it. Younger smokers, like newer smokers who are more social or more, you know, just new to smoking, like a cigarillo is a way to introduce them, right? If they're more apt to try that versus a big traditional cigar. And then you can also sell it at convenience stores and stuff like that. So, like, I don't know, there's a couple other factors there.
Jay made a
Like
point over
marketing.
here. The one other consideration is that a package of cigarillos can easily cost $24 or more and satisfy California's unflavored tobacco list. So is this a California thing?
I don't know enough to answer that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't either.
it's possible, but you know, then again, I don't know who's who's registering the products there.
Yeah. Yeah. I need a little bit more information on that, but yeah,
Yeah,
if it's kind of what I think he's getting at, then it makes sense.
it makes sense, but I mean, yeah, but
But
I don't
still, it's
know.
not a replacement for a regular premium cigar. It's just not.
If I have maybe one or two cigarillos a year, at most, I do not like. I don't review them. I don't like them. They don't give me the same experience. But that being said, there are people who do like them,
Right.
and there are some like Zeno has taken off in that small cigarillo space. They have absolutely Davidoff absolutely found a home with them. Romeo Juliet has been selling them for years as well. You know,
I
the
like
can-
cigarillos. I don't
mean,
smoke
like I
them
said,
every day.
It's not my thing.
I'm not offended. No, don't worry. I know.
Matter of fact, yeah, it's just not my thing.
Yeah,
I don't think
care.
it's a bad. I don't think it's. And by the way, I don't think it's a bad thing for the industry. You're creating. You're reaching out to maybe people who aren't like us or like me, I should say.
Yeah. Look, there is a market for cigarillos. Hands down. There is.
Yeah.
There are people out there that's what they smoke. Like they just they carry a tin around all the time, and that's great and that's fine. But I don't really put it in the same group as regular premium cigars. I just don't. It's not the same.
They're most of them are machine made. Like I said,
And they're
that's the
machine
majority.
made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, with that being said, that's better profit margins for them.
You get
If
it's branding. It's branding. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But I mean, if it's not actually being hand rolled, it's being machine made. I'm sure there's better margins just on that aspect alone, you know, and then also requiring less tobacco. So like, I just, you know, there could be a lot of different things, but also segueing into getting new people into the industry. I don't know. I think a cigarillo, like I mentioned, I'm gonna have a friend with me who's not, you know, super into cigars, but she would smoke a cigarillo probably over a cigar. Like
The last
Yeah, like I said, it reaches a different. You're right. It reaches
it's
a different
audience. Yeah.
Yes, I agree with you.
the last pack of cigarillos I bought was a pack of Cohiba. Habanos Cohiba cigarillos. Couple packs actually. And
That's when we were in the Dominican.
yeah.
Yeah. And you know why you did that is because we didn't have a lounge near us and you could be outside for a lot less time. You could just have a quick cigarillo versus,
Well,
you know, we didn't want to be in the heat so much.
well, then I realized after the second day that, you know, I was just going to say fuck it and smoke on the balcony in my hotel room anyway. And I did. And I didn't get one complaint. So then I just started roasting regular cigars every night out there. And no one stopped me. So then I was like, well, that solves
Yes,
that
but when
problem.
you thought there was more stringent smoking rules.
No, I know, but
you bought them because you were like, oh, I can at least have something quick. And
no, I know, yeah, no, that's true. But I was
So-
like, forget it. I'm just gonna go for it. I remember I took a towel. So all the balconies had like one light on the wall, and I was like, I kind of don't want the light, but like they didn't have a switch; they were all automatic, so you couldn't turn it off. But I was like, I kind of want it dark out here. One, so that way I'm more inconspicuous, but two, I just wanted that darker vibe, just kind of chilling. It's nighttime, it's dark, So I remember I went in the bathroom and I found a towel. I went out on the balcony and I wrapped the light in the towel. It worked. I mean, it's kind of stupid, but it worked. And I had my darker ambiance on my balcony. It was nice. I liked it. And I smoked. And then I took the champagne bucket that was in our room, and I filled it with water, and I made it a giant ashtray. It was great. Anyway, I'm reminiscing too much. But anyway, yeah, so cigarillos are a big one right now. Now, I'm curious to see how many more get announced and we see at the show. There could be more that maybe are just not announced, so we're going to see. Small tangent, it's not really cigarillos, but it's small little quick smokes. Toscano. Toscano has two things that I know that they're showing at the show. One of them is the Terra.
Yep,
I believe.
which I've had. Yep, that was in Italy, so that's coming. Both of these were in Italy, but I had the Terra.
Yeah. The which was an Italian exclusive, and now they're going to do 1,000 packs or 1,000 boxes, 1,000
Yep.
boxes of like 5 packs. I don't know. I forget what they're doing with that. Limited edition run. The other one is that they are going to be offering another Toscanello, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah, that one also was European. The limoncello.
Limoncello.
Yep.
I'm excited to try that one.
I already told Michael. I was like, I definitely want those. Like I like the Toscanello line. It's great, and I'm like, oh,
I love the
limoncello. I'm
grappa.
like,
They had those grappa ones. They were really good, actually. Even if you don't like grappa, they were good.
yeah, those are great. Those are great.
Yeah, they put it had a little bitter component, but it was nice the way that bitter component melded with the fire cured tobacco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely plan on spending a little bit of time in that booth. I love spending time in that booth. I get coffee, great cigars.
What a job Michael Capolini has done as a brand ambassador for Toscano. He absolutely has put that brand on his back in the States.
Yep.
And he has done, it is not an easy job. Before he got there, Matt, I don't know if you remember, Nicole, they were struggling. They were struggling Toscano in the U.S. They couldn't get traction with it. And Michael came in, he kind of came in with a Jose Blanco type of education approach. And he brought an experiential component. And he has really, really progressed that brand in the last 5 or 6 years.
So much so that I would consider him the face of the brand in the U.S.,
He is.
I know, but
yeah.
But I'm just
And
saying.
he'll tell you he
like,
doesn't own the company, but yeah, he is the face of the brand.
He
in
is
the
the
US.
face, and
He
it's-
represents
yeah,
it very well.
He does.
He does.
Really does.
He does.
Really does. Really does. So, and he's a good human being. I really like. I know. He he was running for county commissioner
Yeah.
and did very well. He didn't win, but he ran as an independent, so he didn't have
Which
money.
is more difficult.
Yeah, it's
Which
always
is
hard to
so-
run as an independent.
And he got a nice chunk of the vote. It wasn't like he got like 2%. I think he was in double digits in the 20s or something. I want to say. So he did very well in a 3-way race, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Good for him. He's always one of my favorites to see, and I can't wait to see him.
Yeah, I do, and I'm happy they have a couple new products this year. So that's exciting. They have so many Toscanos that haven't hit the U.S. yet. They can probably for the next 10 to 15 years release one a year.
Wow.
They've been doing the master ages, which are things that have been created in the last few years. So they've done 5 of those master ages, but now they have a lot of these European ones they can bring over the next few years. So there's more.
Yeah, and I think that's a sign, that the fact that they're starting to bring some of them over is, there's growth there, and
There's growth. Yeah,
they're comfortable and they're doing well, and it's like, well,
Yeah.
it makes sense. We can do this now, which is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
my buddy Matt. So Matt, who's going to be with us, the voice, he loves Toscanos. And when we were going over, you know, some preliminary stuff about the show.
Oh, look who's in the chat. Oh, hey, Alan. Nice to see you.
Oh, hello, Alan.
When the rooster crows.
Oh, man. Let's see how many comments he makes tonight. We should have like a counter on the bottom. It's like Alan's comment count. Nicole, make that.
Good to have you, Alan. It's good to have you, Alan. You know, I didn't think we'd see you, but good.
I know. I'm surprised, Alan. We haven't seen you in a while. I was starting to wonder what happened.
Yeah.
And, you know, I didn't know if you were around.
Maybe he's been busy.
Yeah, it's true. He's got that new job. You know, he's hitting pavement. It's true. It's true. I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. So my buddy Matt.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. It's okay. So one of the first things he said to me was like, we were down here and, you know, we were smoking. He was like, do you have any of those Toscanos? And I was like, yeah, I got Toscanos. And he was like, oh, he lit up like a Christmas tree. And I grabbed him some, and then he was like, are they going to be at the trade show? And I was like, yes. And he's like, oh, I'm definitely going to that booth. I'm like, well, you are, because you're coming with me, and I'm definitely going to that booth. And he was like, yes. I was like, out of everybody at the trade show, he's like, I want to go to Toscano. And I'm like, I mean, that was fine, but I was just like, okay. He's very, very excited to go to the Toscano booth. Like, don't worry. I'm like, I have to go there. So he's like, oh yeah. He's like all excited about Toscano. I'm like, so.
There were two brands I was excited that I smoked in Italy. One was Perdomo, because I know the Perdomos love that city. Actually, there was three. It was a St. Louis Ray I had for Raphael.
Yep.
And then I had to get Toscano for Mike. Right. So those are the three I associate with Italy, and I had all three of those in Italy. Mike's like, when are you getting Toscanos? I said, Mike, I got to get to the store. I want to get some of the rare Toscanos. That's why I was like, you know, they can't get here. So
Yeah.
I got it on Sunday. Nothing was open. Like, so I tagged them as soon as I picked up all my Toscanos.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always a great booth. I love that booth.
Yeah.
The Perdomos will be showing the father and son legacy.
Wow. How do you bet against that late release? You can't.
You just don't.
They are operating at a level now in the stratosphere with what they're releasing. It is the stuff. I mean, they've always done great stuff, but now when they've elevated it to this level, everyone's playing catch up right now.
And their reach, because you know they've just been spreading across the globe more and more and more.
Yeah, the Perdomos have always been a very, very solid company.
Yeah.
Very, very solid portfolio. But over the last 5 years, I don't think anyone's really talking about this, but the Perdomos have severely elevated in terms of their status in the industry. And I don't think enough people talk about that. And I didn't really get into that specifically with Nicholas, but...
They are in the same sentence as Padron and Fuente, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think they've arrived.
They are in that sentence. You know what I feel bad about? I've kind of gotten away from one of my favorite Perdomos. I got to start revisiting it in the Lot 23 Maduro, which I love that cigar.
You know, I was just saying that to myself last night, or not last night, but the other night when we had him on the show, because the first Perdomo cigar I fell in love in was that cigar.
Lot 23,
Lot 23, and I have not smoked one in the longest time. The longest time.
The Lot 23 is such an underrated line. It really is.
Yeah.
Like, you don't hear people talk about it. Like, everyone always talks about, like, you know, the 20th. Wait, great stuff. I mean, I'm not trying to water down anything. But it's just the fact that I feel like no one ever talks about Lot 23. And that is such a great line.
Yeah.
It is, it's an amazing line. And it's just because I bought so many boxes of 30ths and Legacies that it's a real estate problem. So occasionally, you know what, when I get into my shop next time, I need to just pick up a couple of 20s, 23s and smoke them there is what I'm saying. Oh, 20's another one I haven't been smoking. I need to smoke that one too. So yeah, I do need to play some catch up on some of the stuff I've because I've had great stuff over the years. I remember when the 20s came out at the show, and that was huge. That was huge when that one came out. That was 2012, I want to say.
Yeah.
That's when you know you're old.
Sorry, I was fighting the random flash of hiccups there. It was crazy.
Do you need a drink?
No.
Okay.
So
I had the hiccups the other night actually when Saka was on. Yeah.
when Sako was on.
You mean at like midnight?
Yeah, like 1 in the morning. I had to put the mute button on.
Wait. How late did his segment go? Because I know he was only.
Oh,
on
about an hour and a
15
half.
minutes.
Hour and a half.
Oh my god. Did you fall asleep?
No, I was wide awake till I was dragging about the last 10 minutes, but I wasn't falling asleep. No. He was good. He was good.
He had a lot of information. Listen, that's a good segue. He probably had a lot to talk about because he has 12. Let me just say it one more time in case anyone missed it. He has 12 new releases. 12 new releases coming out.
12? I didn't get 12. I had 7 or 8, I thought.
He said on his Facebook.
Limited, those are retail exclusives. That's what he said on it.
Oh, maybe I misread it. But I remember seeing he's like,
retail
tomorrow I'm going to start unveiling the 12 release. I'm like, 12 releases? Holy shit.
They're single store ones. I think he's got...
I missed that part. Okay.
Yeah, but that's... And I know sometimes people don't cover the store releases, but people chase after them. So some
They're
of them are worth...
Yeah.
They're well chased. So some people will still be interested in them.
Yeah, we our policy is we don't really focus on them anymore. But if someone really wants us to focus on one, we'll do it. I think I reviewed a couple of the Dumbarton store exclusives, and they did okay. They were the lowest rated, probably Red Steve ones, though.
Yeah, well, just because they're harder to get, but for a lot of his consumers, they will chase to the ends of the earth.
I
for
did
store
smoke
exclusive.
I did smoke the Don Dormer in the Golden Child in the Dominican Republic. Someone gifted me one there, and it was really good.
Yeah,
Jay was with me that night. Yeah, Jay was with me that night.
That one was good.
Yeah, I haven't had one yet, but I have been wanting to get them. And then every year I'm like, you know what? When they do it, I'll buy a box, and then I always miss it. And it's like, I see I'm always like, all right, keep an eye on it. And then I see the Ronnie post. Oh, Dundurma's gone. And I'm like, fuck, how did I even miss it? Like, I think they're coming out again. When did they come out? They're coming out soon again, aren't they?
Maybe I think there was just a release, a drop of one. So, I don't know. Yeah, I really stopped even following that segment in the market now, unless I see something out there.
Yeah, me too. But that is one that I've still been wanting to grab.
The Golden Child is really good. I thought the Golden Child was the better of the two. The other one is I think more polarizing, but I think that Golden Child's a much more blended up my alley.
Sorry, I'm
Forced. Jay's like naming off all the new ones. Kevin asks, "What's the most interesting new DTT release that you're interested in?" I think for me, it's the new Sobremesa Tapa Negra, if I'm saying.
Yeah,
that correctly.
I think that's the one I would agree with.
Alan, this is why your comments get ignored. I get excited about TAA releases. Like, come on, who gets excited about TAA?
The next, we don't talk about that.
he
may be ejected. He may be getting the eject button.
Yeah, I mean, TAA don't. That's the devil's work. Don't talk about that.
Don't let him derail you. Don't let him derail the show either.
Oh no! I just had to say it.
I feel like you have to start giving him one chance, and then once his one chance for the show's done, then no more comments on screen. That might have been his one chance gone.
Yeah, exactly. He had his one chance when.
Yeah, his one chance of the night.
All right, back to Saka. The Tapa Negra. I agree. He was talking a lot about that cigar the other night. So he said it's very different than the Cabinetta, is what he told me. He thinks he was talking about. He said the Cabinetta has he's using basically what he called higher priming, better tobaccos. Not that there's bad tobaccos in, but I think they're just more higher priming, is what he was saying, with the Tapa Negra. So Is that right? Is it Tapaneg? I always call.
I don't know because I haven't actually heard him say it, so I'm sure we'll get. I don't know if that's how I'm reading it, but as people know, my pronunciation is absolutely atrocious on everything. So that's what I'm going with until he corrects.
I'm really intrigued with that Calabra, and most Calabras don't really perform well. I think Viva La Vida had a great one. Oliva had a great one, but most of them are not great. I'm really curious to see what Steve brings with this. He said it's the Mi Querida blend.
Well, I'm definitely game for that. I love the Mi Querida blend. There's a new Stillwell that's coming out.
There's 3.
Yeah, but
Jay says 4.
Jay said 4. No, but there's one in particular that Steve was talking about that was different.
He said the Claro, the dark, and the English. The English is gonna have the sweetened cap.
Yeah.
But there's 2 sizes, I think, of each of them.
Oh, okay.
2 now. But I thought he said 3 because I actually was going through that with him to get the names right when he was on the show because he was talking about it, but he wasn't really referring to them by name. So I said, okay, what's this one called? And he said the light wrapper is the Claro. Then he was talking about the English, etc. So.
Oh God, he might not be able to keep up with his own blends if he's had a couple drinks while people are doing interviews with him.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know.
He was sharp then. He wasn't drinking.
No.
Work.
I know on your show, but I mean at the trade show, as we know, sometimes later on in the day, he tends to be offering.
See, we booked the same appointment time with, pretty much we booked the same appointment time with everyone, like the regulars, at the same time all the time. So we always take that last day, the first appointment, and we want to get him on the last day, and we don't want to be waiting for someone. So we take his first appointment on the last day.
Yeah, because you want him when he's cranky.
Well, but we don't want, if we wait longer, what happens is he goes over on every interview, right? So.
Yeah. That's true.
You want him when he's cranky. Yes, you want him when he's cranky. Cranky Steve is always more fun.
See, he's always cranky to me.
Yeah.
He had a good soccer gripe of the week at the end of our show.
Did he? What was it?
What was it?
What was his gripe?
He was cranky about having to move his stuff to Vegas next year.
Oh.
And
all right, save that.
Save that. Year of Vegas. Yeah. Yeah, so he was cranky. He was, he was talking about how he may not move the stuff right away to Vegas. He may store it in New Orleans and then move it. He was saying he had a whole. It's right. It's the last 10 minutes of the show. You'll get it. So.
Yeah.
We had him on the bike. I put the clip out of his take on the bicentennial. That was fun. That wasn't cranky though. That was fun when he said that.
I have to go back and watch that. I haven't seen it yet.
He's not the only one. Everyone's gonna have to move their stuff, right? So.
Yeah, I know. He acts like it's just him. Oh man, why are they making me do this? It's like everyone's doing it.
Just put the show in one place.
Is that what he said? Can we just leave it in one place? I mean, I'm really getting tired of moving my shit around. You know?
I mean, every 2 years. Right?
I mean, he's not wrong.
But is that what you're doing every 2 years?
But shipping costs are really high right now, and for him to ship it out of New Orleans to Vegas right now, he's probably better rolling the dice, and it may be cheaper shipping in 2 years.
That's true.
That's freight shipping. That's freight shipping he has to do. Yeah.
But 2 years, that is kind of quick. I don't know.
Yeah. It is.
I am shocked how this St. Louis thing has taken off, and I'm telling you, St. Louis is not in the queue yet. Could it be? Yes. Will they look at it? Yes, but they're not close to anything in St. Louis right now, from what I know.
I've spoken to several manufacturers who told me privately, I won't say who, but dude, fuck St. Louis. I ain't going there.
They said that 3 years ago with New Orleans. They said the same thing with New Orleans. I went to New Orleans. It was terrible. I'm not going. I heard that. No, New Orleans is great now. Don't move it out of New Orleans.
Well, the thing is, they don't really have a choice. They have to go where the show is.
They gotta go. Just stop it. Yeah, people need to stop that. They're going to St. Louis, but St. Louis is not on the radar, from what I understand. So it's something that they're looking to have as many options as they can. So I think they're going to certainly explore it as an option, but it's not anything. They haven't even put an RFI out for that, from what I understand. And they have to put an RFI out before anything can happen.
Yeah, if there's no RFI, then there's no legs there.
There's an RFI, then there's got to be a proposal, and then they got to make sure all the legislation still got to be, I dotted T cross. There's a lot that has to happen. It's St. Louis. If I see St. Louis, I'd be shocked before I retire if I see St. Louis.
Yeah, I agree.
And when would I retire? Would it be 2020? Probably 2033 would be when I retire.
And the show, and I think the show is already booked through like 2031, right?
I thought it was 29.
Is it 29?
Yeah, 27, 28 Vegas, 29 New Orleans.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, that's what I mean.
So there's really, for me, 4 more shows after that before I reasonably say I'm going to retire.
Wow, Coop's getting to the end of the rope.
Oh, Coop,
I'll be 60. I'll be 66. I don't know if I'm not going to be doing this at 66. So.
At all? Like Cigar Coop's gone at 66?
No, I'll step back. I think I'll still always have my hand in it, but it won't be I won't be covering trade shows at that point.
Let's not get morbid. I don't want to think of a time where there's no. Coop.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't. I can't do that. I can't do that.
Sorry, Coop. I don't want to get depressed.
Well, no, I'm not. But it is physically tough, this trade show.
Yeah.
When you get, I'm gonna be 59 this year. It's getting tough. So I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Wait, that
Very
means
hard. That's why I had to make changes this year.
that means next year is the big 6-0. We got to do something.
Ooh.
We got to get that going now. we gotta start. We gotta start planning. You know what I mean? We gotta. What do we do for Coop's 60th? That's a big one. That's the 60 is like, hey, you made it this far. You've made it to the. And I'm not trying to put anybody down, but just it's life and how it works. But like when you get to 60, it's like congratulations, you've made it to the elderly stage. Now this is it. You didn't die young. You made it.
For most people, it's the last third.
If you make it to 60, whatever you live after that is just gravy. It's house money. That's what someone told me. Like, if you get to 60, you're playing with house money.
What?
I'm like, I don't know about that.
That's kinda young.
I feel like 70, I'd be like, all right. 60, I'm like, house money. I mean, maybe like 50 years ago.
You know what happened on my 50th birthday?
What happened? You got sepsis?
No, that was 51. So, Jose Orlando Perdomo died on my 50th birthday.
Sorry, I wasn't laughing at that. By the
way. No, I know you want. I know you want. So what happened was I had a plan to smoke the Perdomo 50th, and I just wasn't in a celebratory mood. I actually really felt bad. It's an icon in the industry, so I said I'll save it for next year. Well, next year I had sepsis. I just gotten out of the hospital a couple of days before for sepsis, so I didn't smoke until my 52nd birthday at Cigar.
The comment that I was laughing at was this one.
In 2034, Cigar Coop and Matai can do a new show. Get off my porch, but don't burn bridges. Jeez.
Jay's gonna be older than me. Let's put it like that.
Jay's older than you?
He's 1 year older than me, I believe.
Oh, so he's already 60.
He's gonna be, I think.
Jay, you turning 60 this year?
I don't know. For me, I'm thinking 75 is good.
Well,
that sounds kind of morbid, but like, I don't want to.
I don't know if I want to. I don't think I'm going to want to do this at 66 anymore. That's the thing. But I don't think I'd ever shut Coop down entirely. But it won't be a 365-day-year operation by then.
Would you keep the show going?
I'd probably go to one show or something like that at that point. So, Cigar Coop's 20th anniversary is in 2030. Part of me wants to get to the 25th, which is 2035. So, that's kind of like what the goal is.
You got to do a big party. 25 years of Cigar Coop. Everyone will go. You know that.
They'll all say they'll go, and then they won't come.
They say they'll go, and they won't go. They won't show up. You know who will definitely be there, though? You know who will be there? Wouldn't miss it for the world. Fucking JB. All day. He'll be there. He'll fly in late, but he'll be like, I made it. I don't know. Are you going to this Coop party? I don't know.
we have the big. It's a very small affair actually, but Bear's wedding's coming up on your birthday,
Ooh.
Nicole.
On my
July 4th. Yep.
very patriotic wedding day.
Yeah, it is a very
Yeah.
patriotic.
Well, he got engaged on the 4th, and it's in North Carolina, the wedding, so it's kind of easy because his fiance's family's from here. So it's
Nice.
Guess who's here? It's Last Man, which means it is time once again.
well, I already
Well,
lit it, but yes.
I've
we
been
haven't
saving
done it.
this. I was saving this for when I knew he was going to show up. It's time for our SD Dupont segment. That's right. Shake up the legacy with SD Dupont, featuring the new, beautiful SD Dupont table lighter that Nicole and Coop are very obsessed with.
Obsessed. Although, Les, I want the gold, but
Les, I can tell you right now, you've already made one sale in the booth. I gotta order you the one Coop has. Nicole wants the black and gold, so
I want both of them. I think we should have both.
I think you should have both. One
I
on
think-
each table.
you're getting.
I think we should each have our own
Jesus
to match
Christ.
our line twos.
Yeah.
Les is over there going, fuck it, why don't you buy 3? Oh my god.
I want one to match mine, and I want
All right. You
one
know.
to match
You know what's
yours.
already on my wish list?
What?
What?
The torch. The torch lighter. The one.
I do want that one. I want to check that out.
I
that
have
looks
that
cool.
one. I have the Deafy Windproof, and I have the Ear to Horse all on my list right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Look at Les. He's like,
On it.
on it. I'm gonna walk into that booth and he's like, "Hey man,
Listen,
hey
I
man,
can
let me
only-
tell you something. I know you got to place an order for your wife because I know she wants the lighter." I'm gonna be like, "Oh, hold
Listen,
on,
I'm not
slow down." He's like,
responsible
"I already got it filled out. I already got that. You know." I'm gonna be like, "Slow down." You know, it's like I ain't even sat down yet. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to.
Yeah.
Normally, when I go to the show, I make money, you know. But, I mean, which is weird because
make
most people go to, you know,
I
retailers
lose
go to.
money.
Well, you know what I mean. In terms of, you know, like, but I'm gonna walk into that booth and I'm gonna lose money.
Les,
So
we are sold out. Coop bought them all.
we got sold out. Yeah, bullshit. He's got those. He's got plenty of those.
Hey, the Dupont booth is like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. I don't know. They
It
always
really
have
is.
something cooking. They always have something new and shiny. I don't know.
Just when
It's
I
like-
think I've seen it all, I'll be sitting with Les. It'll be just the two of us. We'll be having a conversation. He'll be on his phone, and then he'll go, "Hey, man, I got something. Have you seen this yet?" And I'll be like, "No, but I have a funny feeling you're about to show me." And he'll show me some, like, thing that they're wearing. And I'm like, fuck, dude. He's like, "Yeah, right?" And I'm like, "When's that coming out?" "I don't know yet." And I'm like, "Well, don't tease me." Like, you know?
Yeah. So the retirement when I retire from my day job, I want a whole collection. I want one whole collection item. I told my wife so. I said,
Oh,
That's
really?
going to be the retirement gift.
that's my retirement. I said, get people to kick him, you know, in the family for it and get it for me.
Coop's like, "You make it happen. I don't care if you're gonna, you know, put a lien on the house.
Yeah.
Like, you make it happen." Take out
Yeah, I
another
was looking at those
mortgage.
Maserati lighters. I'm like, yeah. Okay.
Les is over there taking notes. He's like, "Okay."
Gus is like, yeah, I got this
One of
order
these?
for the 2033.
Hey!
He's already got it ready to go. Hey, Matt Ty's here.
We were just talking about you.
Yeah,
Well,
Matt,
that
you
guy-
missed it. There
that-
was a comment that was made. Let me go right
it's right,
back.
It's right there.
I love that guy.
Two
I
up.
miss him.
Jay-
I want him at the show.
There you go.
Matt, this one was for you. In 2034, Cigar Coop and Matt Ty can do his new show. Get off my porch, but don't burn bridges.
I am definitely the get off my porch guy. Oh my goodness.
Oh man, that's good. It's good to see Matt. You know, I haven't.
No,
Ooh.
he's missed. He is missed. He's missed. Yeah.
He is.
I'm gonna miss you at the show, Matt. I really am. I'm a little
Like,
sad.
I actually really want to get up to his area of the woods.
Me too.
Yeah,
It's
it's
my
a.
corporate
I
office.
went up there, my 2 trips there. I really enjoyed Minneapolis. It's a great city. They have a good cigar culture there. I really like it.
That's
Bang,
where my
there you go.
employee
Yeah.
headquarters are based out of.
Coop, you're gonna get a special 1 of 1.
I know, right? I don't think because no one else would buy it, right?
No, because it's for you. It makes it special to have something that's only 1 of
Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
You know, it's really. I was telling you, I really didn't have a Dupont collection, so I started collaborating with you guys and Les. I had the original my first Dupont lighter was a mini jet. I got it at the Golden Band Awards, and at the time Davidoff was distributing ST Dupont, and they gave everyone a mini jet lighter, and that was such a special lighter. It finally did need to go for repair, and my retailer Craig Cass, took care of me to make sure I get that repaired quickly, because I was never letting that lighter go. I said to him, I think it's actually been slightly redesigned since then too, and I said I don't care. That lighter will be. I'm going to keep that lighter till I die.
Yeah.
It got a lot of use at mini jet, so.
My first lighter was a Maxi Jet, plain black, chrome trigger. And I don't use it as much as I used to, I'll admit, but that used to be a ride or die lighter for me. And still to this day, it's in great shape. There's one small little nick on it where you can see the gold brass coming through. Real small though. Other than that, it's pretty much untouched, and it's held up.
When there's such a difference when you use the right accessories, and you have the best accessories, and Dupont is in that category. I never have to worry. Honestly, and I know if something happens, I can get it fixed. And I know there's so I'm a 10-year-old Maxi Jet, mini jet lighter. I'm not expecting a warranty that I got for free, right? But nonetheless, I got so much use out of that, and it was so reliable, and it's worked great now for about 8 or 9 months. Does it perfect.
Hey, Kurt Kendall's here.
I love Kurt.
Start your day with a WK. I'll never forget that. Yeah, I love it.
I remember my first trade show was 2010. And I was there as a retailer that year. I was doing buying. And the message I was getting, booth after booth after booth, you got to go see 724. They were the star of the show that year. And that was the original 724 cigar. And it lived up to those expectations perfect. Yeah, I remember that show vividly.
Yeah, 724 is such a great line.
Yeah.
Such a great line.
That's a line, like I told when my dad was alive, he was a car guy and an antique guy. And I had gone to Kurt's, but I kept telling him, I got to get you up there to see this place, because it was just perfect for him,
Yeah.
Kurt and my dad would have been like best friends if they ever met, so.
Yeah, I love going in there. I'm fortunate to have that right in my
It's
backyard.
right there, yeah.
It's 22 minutes from the house. It's nice. I love going in there, and Kurt's a great guy.
Yeah, we went there. You and I went there when I was up there last time. Actually, we went there that night.
Yeah, we've spent time there together.
Great.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
it's awesome in there. And anyone coming to New England, you should go to Twins.
It's New England. It's such a New England type of place too. It's really got a great vibe and history, and great. Oh, the humidor's unbelievable. We were going through that humidor. I remember that night just buying stuff.
Yeah.
Some of the tats he had in out. I was like, wow.
Yeah, he's got some stuff, and I know that
I was cheating on Jay. I was cheating on Jay that night with tats, but he had some rarities in there.
I know. Don't say that.
No, Jay. When Jay had the Dan Welsh event, he pulled out some rare stuff too. So.
Yeah. Kurt, I know, has a nice collection of stuff. So sometimes if there's an event or whatever, or maybe if you're lucky, you pop in there and you'll see something. You're like, holy fuck, where do those come from? And you gotta buy them because, stuff like that. Especially like tats. Like I smoke a lot of tat, so it's exciting. You're like, oh man, I can't walk away. You know what I mean? Great selection. It really is.
Yeah, the Hustler Barber Pole. It's so old school looking, and it's so tasty.
That and the newer one that he came out with a few years ago, the 5 and Dime.
The 5 and Dime, yeah.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So good.
So
good. I love that cigar. I don't have any. I need to get more.
He's done some great work over the years. Yeah.
Yeah. Every time I see him, I tell him like that 5 and Dime, fucking lights out. It really is.
Yeah.
And his Lanceros. I know how you feel about Lanceros.
Listen, Bear and I did a standoff, Gordo versus Lancero, on a show once with the 724s when Bo was working for him, and I still preferred the Gordo, but I had to say it was close. That Lancero was a hell of a Lancero.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he makes a great Gordo. I'll tell you that. So
I'm pretty sure Jose Blanco was one person who's told me that Kurt's got one of the best Lanceros out there.
he's very high on that Lancero. Yes, Jose
Yeah.
got on my case when I went with the Gordo. So
Yeah.
I'm sure Carlito would get on my case too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that really is a great cigar.
Yeah.
Sorry, I lost where I was before this conversation.
Well, we were talking about the trade show and releases.
Yeah.
No.
We were talking about soccer, and I think we completely got derailed after that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Complete.
I don't know where we were going. Well, I saw last, then we jumped into Dupont. I know. There's a whose phone keeps dinging? I keep hearing a ding, ding, ding.
That's mine. Let me turn that off.
Oh, I'm sorry. I kept hearing it.
I'm sorry.
I'm like, what is that? Like,
Who's too popular?
He is. Well, Jay's probably texting him.
No, someone's texting me about something, which.
But no, we were talking about all of Steve's new releases.
Yeah, I think we covered Steve already.
Yeah, no.
Oh, here's an interesting one. There is a collaboration that was just announced.
This is on my radar. I know what you're talking about.
That I thought was very interesting. It's going to be a St. Louis Ray with Christian Aroa.
Ooh.
Yeah. There was a video I saw. It was with Raphael and Christian Aroa together, and that'll be an exciting one. Coop, what's your thoughts on that one?
It's on my list as one of the cigars I gotta have at the show. What's so cool about that is I didn't know that Christian blended the first Honduran St. Louis Ray when he first got started in the cigar business. So he blended that original one, and now they've kind of gone back to him to kind of do it again. But he's doing it with all the tools he has today, which he's got he's doing some really good things with tobacco. He's doing Colombian tobacco. He's got the Pinot Reno tobacco.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he's on for authentic Corojo. So there's all of that's in that. I think that's a Colombian wrapper they put on there too.
Wow.
Which you don't see. I've only could maybe think of one or two other cigars that use the Colombian wrapper. So I'm really curious. I don't think he's used it on any of his stuff as a Colombian wrapper yet. So I am really. The packaging was out of the park. It was like old school with the Christian Aroa tissue paper. The retailers might have heard about this though before someone else. So I'll just say that.
Yeah, they probably did.
Sorry, Raphael. It did start to leak out within the retailers.
Yep.
So I knew it was coming. I didn't know the details behind it. In fact, when I saw it, when I heard about it, I didn't know if it was Justo or Christian until the announcement came. That I didn't know. I just knew there was a St. Louis Ray Aurora 30th anniversary coming out. And Raphael came on Thursday night, and he said it's not a one and done. So limited production it will be, but it will be ongoing.
Interesting.
So I really want to smoke that cigar.
Yeah, me too. That and the blue amber.
Yeah.
Which that will be at the show, right? Yeah, that'll be.
Yeah,
at
it's
the show.
gonna be at the. Yeah, he said that's gonna be at the show. So that's Raphael's 15-year with Aging Room actually.
Wow, 15 already. Jesus.
Time
goes.
It's interesting because he's got AJ making the cigar, but there's tobaccos from a region in the Dominican Republic where the blue amber kind of exists.
Oh, okay.
So I think there's a bunch of Dominican tobacco in that blend, which will be interesting with AJ, because AJ does use Dominican from time to time, but this one's more ambitious. This one, I know this project was in the works well before the problems with Tabacco de Garcia, because I knew about it. Raphael was showing me some things about this when we were down in at Tabacco de Garcia. He's like, you can't tell anyone about this, and he's showing. But yeah, he was telling me. So this was in the works a long time, is what I'm saying. It wasn't something that let's make this Dominican tobacco to AJ. They were planning on doing it already.
Yeah, I mean, I know last year Altus they had a good year. They had the Romeo 150. They had several things at the show.
They had the two Trinidads, which I think did well for them, which was good. They had that. They had they had an H. Upman out there as well. They did the Providencia, I think it was. That was really a good cigar as well. But Romeo, they not, and then they did later in the year they did the Monte 90s.
Yes. Yeah, that wasn't at the show, but yeah,
Yeah.
that was last year for them. So they had a good
Yeah.
year last year. They were our company of the year 2025.
They were ours too, large company year.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, they had a pretty good year. Let's see if they can top it. You know what I mean? I'm excited to see how they do.
I think they have a very good lineup going in there right now. So I think they have a strong lineup.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
excited to see. And by the way, Concerto did very well for Raphael last year. It made a lot of.
That was a good
lists.
cigar. I liked it.
It was a good cigar. I think it was a cigar that hit a lot of people's palate, which is
I
why
think it was on our list.
It wasn't on my list, but I haven't reviewed it yet. It needs to be reviewed, so it'll be reviewed for this year if it makes it this year. But he had the La Boheme as well, which I thought was amazing. That cigar.
Yep.
Like I said, there were a lot of good hits out of them, and he was telling me, despite some of the problems that they have, he was saying, obviously with Tabacco de Garcia, he felt that they were going in with a very strong lineup this year, and I couldn't agree more. I think they do have a very strong lineup. They have that new H. Upman Connecticut coming out.
Mm-hmm.
The Profondo. He said that's been one of the most successful launches they've ever had. The Romeo Julieta Profondo. So he was telling us that the other night.
Yeah, they're definitely on my list of people to have a good show. I mean, I make predictions every year, before, going into the show based on the information I have before it starts.
Yep.
They were on my list.
I'll have mine on Friday. I haven't finalized it yet, but there's some. It's a very close battle this year for who's going to get the company going to the show. Very close. Closest year ever.
Yeah, they Altadis is I would say on that list again of
They have to be.
Yeah,
They
I
have
mean,
to be.
high
This
expectations
Aroa
to have a good show.
This Aroa release is big, and it really could rejuvenate St. Louis Ray for a long time.
Yeah, it really could.
Could they do more? There's a lot they could do if this partnership works. And I remember with the AJ H. Upman, that took off the partnership with Altadis and AJ. Wasn't the first one they did with AJ, but it was the one that took it off, that partnership.
Yeah, that's why they were company of the year last year. I mean, they've been making some strategic moves. They rolled everything out right. They promoted it right. Cigars actually hit.
They rolled out Romeo with such execution at 150 last year. With such execution. And it was well done. You went to that booth, and the booth told the history of Romeo Julieta. It was just... And the cigar was really good.
Did Habanos do anything for 150, Romeo?
I think they did.
I
think they did. I don't know if it got released, though.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I'm because, Habanos. I'm are they just focused on celebrating Cohiba's milestones?
No, they do others.
Yeah.
Cohiba is their most important for a lot of reasons, but...
Yeah. Kevin O'Connor. Sorry. I'm fighting the yawn tonight.
I don't think their 150 came out yet. I don't think it did.
Any thoughts on the Hoya Red, White, and Blue release?
I want to try it.
Yeah, I generally enjoy Hoya.
Yeah.
All around, they got some great stuff. They do a great job. We didn't talk about them specifically, but we did hit on, it's another one of the American 250 releases, which CAO announced they were doing one with the CAO America, which Coop, I think you called that. If they were going to do it, that's what they had to do, and they are, and so that'll be an interesting one.
And they're going with all American tobacco with that one, which is different than the American.
Yeah, that's a good point. All American tobacco, American Puro.
Yeah, they said it's an American Puro. But I think you're right. I think the number I had was 10. The 10 I have the list here. So there's 9 cigars, and then I'm gonna count Dupont as the 10th. So there's the Espinosa Independence Day.
Mm-hmm.
The Aladino 250, which, breaking news on Coop, the Declaration had to be renamed.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's another cigar called Declaration out, Founder's Declaration.
Yep.
There's the CAO 250, so that's 4. Fratello's 5. Carney said there's the Hooten Youngs, that's 6. Hoya's 7. J.C. Newman's American Packaging, I'm going to count that as the ace. And United's Independence Day is 9. So DuPont would be 10.
Yeah. Yeah, and that number might not even be final. You know, they could
Well,
still be
I had
more.
10.5. I had 10.5 as the over-under going in. So I've stuck with that number. And technically on the coupe list, the DuPont doesn't count because it was cigars. We had decided it was cigars. Because I imagine QI will and I think LE Blue's already got one. So the accessories are a different story. But I know LE Blue's got it. Let's say DuPont's got one. And QI's definitely going to have it. There's no way they don't have it. There'll be something around Zycar, I'm sure. So, or Palio, or both, yeah.
Yeah, they'll do something branded.
Yeah.
It'll look good.
Yeah, so I think, like I said, I think those are the accessory companies that are going to be doing them for sure. Steve said he's not doing one. Saka said he's not doing one.
Nah, no surprise there. He doesn't usually do that stuff.
He was kind of saying he maybe should have, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe, but usually he doesn't do those.
Now, the wild card is Pledge of Allegiance by Akatsuki Carrillo. I know they're doing a Pledge of Allegiance this year, and I know they're going to do something around the 250, but will it be at the show? That's the question. It has to be at the show to count for that against the over-under.
Yeah, it's specifically at the show.
Yeah.
Trying to think of who else.
I think Newman's still going to release something.
I think so, too.
I have no intent, but Newman's famous for the last week of making the announcements. Like, they kind of wait. They kind of wait. Now, they had the big, 130 last year. So I don't think it's going to be as big a year for them. But I imagine Leroy Neiman's going to come back out, right? So you got Leroy Neiman. There'll be something with Diamond Crown, I'm sure.
I'm just trying to think of who else who might not have announced it, but might have one.
I'm sure we'll see more at the trade show.
Who's a wild card company that if they released an America 250, you'd be like, wow?
I think Alternus would be a surprise if they did, to me.
Okay, interesting.
I don't really see that one. They would be a surprise. Drew Estate, I don't think would.
Yeah.
But Drew's got their 30th anniversary this year. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I thought Gurkha would do one. With the what's the line they had? The Volition line?
The Volition.
Yeah.
That's true.
I thought they would do something with that one this year. And because that's done well for them too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we see that, I mean, JRE was a surprise. JRE was probably the biggest. I didn't see that one coming. So yeah, I would say if my father did it, I'd be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Tat did it though.
Okay.
Because I kept saying La Casita Criolla could be the one they bring it back. Maybe it's not branded America 250, but I can see maybe that one coming back.
There's going to be more. What?
Let me ask
Perdomo
you.
would surprise me. I don't think they do, but Perdomo would surprise me. It's just not what they do normally. So they kind of create their own brands is what they do. So,
Do you think Arturo Fuente would do something?
I think we could possibly see a collaboration and they do it.
Oh, interesting.
That's how I would see it. Yeah. Like they do something with LE Blue or one of these other companies and they give an Opus X and it goes in this red, white, and blue Opus thing. You know, I actually was wondering that one. Do the red, white, and blue Opus band. Fuente's been very quiet. I have no inclination what they're doing this year.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be interesting. That would be interesting. I would not be surprised if...
I thought Rocky would do one. I am shocked that Rocky is not doing one from what I've seen. That has shocked me.
Yeah.
That one, I actually had it. That was one of my predictions.
I mean, unless he's going to announce it late, but yeah.
Well, he's only, so far they're saying it's just 2 cigars coming into the show, and one of them's already shipping, Year of the Horse. So I am a little surprised. I kind of thought Rocky would be on this list. He did the Freedom a few years ago, and it's still out, the Freedom. So they have done that theme before. So I thought maybe they'd do something bringing the Freedom back some other way to do it. Maybe they still can, but I haven't heard anything before the show. What I'm noticing the companies are doing now, and there's a new trend since the show moved to the spring, and now everyone's getting adjusted on the schedule. Companies are basically showing as much as they can at the trade show, but they're giving a preview for the year. And the stuff like Pete does it, and he'll focus on the stuff he's shipping immediately, but he'll show some of this other stuff for later in the year. Steve kind of does it already, right? So Steve kind of shows everything out there as well. So, Oveja Negra does the same thing. They focus on what they're going to ship right after the show, but they show the other stuff's coming this year, and they really don't talk much about it. I think it's a smart move, actually. It kind of use the beginning of the year to say this is what our year is going to be like, so you as a retailer will know what's coming, and you can plan accordingly. But some companies don't want to do that because then they worry, okay, they're not going to buy now.
I know, but I feel like people need to plan. I don't know. I think it's smart
Yeah.
that people do it, to be honest.
I think it's so. I said I like how Pete's done it and Steve has done it a lot.
Well, yeah, because it gets
Carlito
also
kind of did it.
people,
Carlito kind of did it last year too, if you think about it.
but it gets people hyped. You know what I mean, for like Q3, Q4, and other things. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to pull something up here.
But sorry, I'm like tired tonight.
I'm trying to pull something up here, and it's just not loading very well. But we have a submission. I'm trying to pull this up on screen.
A submission.
Mm-hmm.
What are they submitting?
There is a what is this nonsense? What is this nonsense? What is this nonsense? Come on. Hold on. Just bear with me. Just bear with. I'm just my laptop's just not being very cooperative right now. I don't want to. We have a submission from the audience. There is confirmed another American 250 release.
Which is it?
It is an Opus X with LE Blue.
That's the accessories. But there's an Opus X with it.
There is a cigar with it.
Okay. I mean,
And I can't get it to open on my friggin' computer. This is driving
and I
me.
think I know who sent that. I'm gonna mention the whole cigar part. I think I know who sent that.
Come on.
All right, I just see the humidor. I just saw a humidor and some accessories.
Unless I miss.
See, I just saw.
Unless I misread that, but
Is it this?
well, yeah.
There's no cigar there. Do you see a cigar?
No, I mean maybe I misread the
Unless-
text.
unless-
However, I will say this: the few times that they have done, I'm gonna try to get this up on screen so that I can. There we go. Hold on. Let's do this. Let's do it like this. Here we go. Boom. There it is.
Yeah. So that was the one I was counting as the accessories. Now, to the point, I could see there is the red, white, and blue Opus logo on there.
Yeah.
That's probably what put it in my head. So the question is, do they have a cigar in there? And
Now,
guess,
I was going to say yes, because the last few times that they've done this with LA Blue, those humidors came loaded.
Yeah.
So I think you do. I think there's a cigar in there.
Yeah. But there is you can see the red, white, and blue Opus logo on there. And if you look at that X, there's stars on one side, stripes on the other side.
Yep.
That's probably
yeah.
what put the idea in my head. I can't, but I wasn't thinking at the time. I was just I was thinking just accessories. Yeah, there it is.
No, but why would I don't know. For Fuente, I feel like they'd have to do a cigar with it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the more I think about it, and typically the collaboration with LE Blue has provided some sort of a cigar. Definitely.
Yeah. So I think there is. I guess we have to wait for official confirmation, but if so facto, then boom, there's another one on the list. That gets you much closer to your over/under.
Yeah. Yep.
Now the question is, how many unveilings are going to take place at the show this year? That's actually
I know of one. I'm gonna keep it quiet because unfortunately I had a conflict and I was asked and I would have did this one, but I know of one.
Like a collab unveil or
No.
just a general unveiling?
A general unveil. And there was a conflict with the schedule. So in general, unveils do not work for how we cover the show because we're not doing live on the floor coverage. So for us to be, we did the less thing last year. That was a very unique thing. But in general, I can't really. It's they're really time consuming to do those. So we basically have got to work, and if we miss the live thing, I know we're missing something. See, this is something I wanted to bring up on the media call, and I didn't, because I didn't think about it till afterwards.
Oh, yeah, that's a good call.
Well, the thing is, I think if there's live unveilings, PCA should be working with these companies to make sure the media people have the proper areas to do these things. Because we go to these things and we're in a crowd, and you can't effectively cover that.
Yeah.
We have to, if you want us to cover it, you have to have us where we can put a camera and we can be in a decent view. We can't be in the middle of the crowd doing it. So that's a condition. If we decide to make an exception to this, that's a condition now going forward that will have to be the case. You have to guarantee us a spot. Dupont worked with us last year, as both of us to do that. We had that.
Oh, yeah, that was different,
but
though.
it was time consuming. I mean, no doubt so I think PCA should really be. I actually said the PCA and the unveiling should take place on Friday. Do the unveilings that day. Have people roll the stuff in and do it. Right, I think everyone could see it, and it makes the most sense to do it that way.
I think that makes makes a lot more
build the
sense.
hype.
Or have like
companies will never agree to it, but I think that's the way to do it.
Yeah. But not even on Friday, because is there a place on the trade show floor where they do they have a platform?
They have the PCA area.
Sorry. Yeah,
and that would be another. You could put it in the PCA area, roll it in and out.
Yeah, I like that.
Just have a bigger space from the booths.
I like that.
That's separate. That's lighting. Because I think back to one that Padron did, and the lighting wasn't great in their booth anyway. We were in a crowd. People can't see. And we try to cover it if we can, but like you said, sometimes we make appointments already and it's not great.
Yeah, they have to be really scheduled. And the one I had to turn down, I said, you have to schedule these things out like 8 to 10 weeks because I started getting appointments before I went to Pro Cigar this year. And we've also cut back on what we're taking appointments for because unfortunately we just can't take an appointment with everyone anymore. It's tough.
Yeah, same. So, I don't make a lot of appointments.
But
I just feel like they kamikaze you with some of these unveilings.
Yeah, they last year there were 2 I think that were at the same time.
Yeah, there was.
Some of them didn't even get the people's radars. Like the Brizard one, they had an unveiling and no one knew about it.
I was there, but yeah, I found out like 20 minutes before. I was like,
yeah, but that's the thing. Like what if you had something else going on? 20 minutes before it's nothing.
We had this year we're not gonna have a split team, but we had a split team last year, and everyone was booked up on these things, and we scrambled, and ultimately it was really difficult. So we really said this year we're squashing most of the unveilings. We'll cover you when we get to the booth, and in the cases that I booked the appointments after the unveiling. So
yeah.
But to film it, you need to have, again, the right thing. You need to have the right sound. It's not easy to do that. So
no, it's not, and especially because think about it too. Because then they're inviting media, right? And it's not like we can all hook up our sound to they can't have like 10 mics on them because a lot of our setups are smaller just because when we're recording and doing interviews we're using lavalier mics or just things that help to drown out the rest of the crowd and what's going on the trade show floor. So like our mic setup isn't even sustainable for most part for that unless they're gonna hook everyone's mics up and these people can't have like that many. Because then just think of like all the other conflict, having 10 mics on someone doesn't work ever.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I think they said, the other way they could do it, and they'll never do this one, is let us on the trade show floor Friday and do the unveiling. That will never happen. I will tell you that will never happen.
I still don't think it
yeah.
would be better because, they want the retailers there too. They want the hype. They want whatever. But I feel like it's one or the other. Like you can't have the media there.
Yeah, I said I don't think it's an unfair ask at this point. If someone really wants us to go to an unveiling, saying you got to hold a space for us. Yeah, I think that's not an unreasonable ask to do that going forward. But they're so time consuming. We just can't really do a lot.
They never start on time.
Yeah, they never start on time.
So then you're in there and you're standing around for 20 minutes being like, what's going on? Are they doing this thing or what?
Carlito started on time, I thought, last year.
Well, that's the exception to the rule.
Which I think they told him I think they told him was like the start time was a half hour earlier though. I actually think he said that, Carlito.
I mean, that's smart.
That sounds like a less man thing.
Yeah.
But still,
Yep.
He's a thinker.
It's not a great, it's never a great setup with those.
By the way, you mentioned the media call the other day.
Yeah.
I feel like this is an unofficial gripe of the week.
I just didn't know if you have anything you wanted to add to that topic.
I'm gonna I don't really want to get too much into that, but the one thing I came out of that is I would say they need to have an orientation call for the new people.
Yeah.
And that needs to be separate from a media press conference. Because in fairness, okay, I understand going to a trade show for the first time, there's a lot of questions. So honestly, they should be, and you should have to mandatorily attend that call. That should be a condition. If you're at your first trade show, you don't get in unless you're on that call and have attendance on that call. And you have attendance from start to finish, yeah.
And just to further explain, because I feel like some people might be listening to this with no context, the PCA hosted a media press conference the other day, and it
virtually.
Yeah, virtually.
There was like 50-something people on that call.
Yeah, there was a lot of media on that call, and it ended up being a lot of, I don't know, just like newbie questions more so than
that should have been covered in an orientation call.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. It should have been covered and I think that I didn't give that suggestion because I was digesting. That's a feedback I'm going to give to the PCA on that. I think it would be very beneficial. And you don't get in unless you come to that call.
Yeah. I mean, I agree.
I never had an orientation call. And it's kind of interesting when I thought about it. And I came in at the time where the Trick or Treat blogger was in the year before. The one guy who ruined it for everybody for forever. Like, it's still a problem today. And I'm not defending the guy, but did someone ever explain to this guy how a trade show works?
But did it need to be or does it have to be an orientation call? Because I feel like a lot of those questions, if they had like a packet,
you know what? Then the only reason why I would say yes in this case is because then you can't say you missed it. Give them the packet.
Yeah.
I would give them the packet, and then you're on this call. You go through the packet with them.
Yeah.
I mean, I think exhibitors should have the same thing. By the way, and supposedly there is things they do for some exhibitors, but in general, if you want to get media and have media effectively in there, there's rules of engagement I think that do need to be covered.
I agree. And I'm not trying to take away from the newer people. I mean, everybody started at one point.
Everyone starts new. Yeah, everyone starts.
But you're right. I mean, it's hard to go into the show without never being there before, and you're also probably still somewhat new to doing media of whatever kind that you do. So there's a lot of learning curves to it. And, fortunately for us, when we started, it was kind of an off year and it was a little bit easier. But, the shows now are way different than that show. It's a lot. And when you got people on there like asking like how to make appointments and stuff, it's like that's really not something you want to be asking, a week and a half before the show starts. I mean, at least not there. I mean, that there should be, like you said, there should be a time that's put aside. It's like, this is your first rodeo. Come on this call, ask all those questions. We'll maybe a couple of us are invited to come on to share experience. Like what are the, kind of the tools of the trade.
The do's and don'ts.
Yeah, the do's and don'ts. I think that would be very appropriate.
last year there was a couple of companies that I saw signage to say media has to have an appointment. That's certainly, I can understand that. Every right to do that. However, if you're going to do that, and this is where the PCA needs to be working better, you need to tell PCA, hey, we're only taking appointments with media. We're only taking visits with media who have an appointment. That needs to be communicated because there may be meet people who are not on a media list that don't know that, right? So that's the stuff that I was hoping we'd see communicated on these pre-calls, and it hasn't been. And I think that's what PCA needs to be focused. That's where they should be focusing a lot more on. And it's, like I said, I totally get a company has to have media appointment. I respect that, right? But somehow it wasn't getting communicated. So if you're a first-time person, you're like, well, I can't cover this booth because, I didn't know he had to make an appointment. I would have made an appointment.
Yeah.
Who do I make the appointment with? It's like that's.
And on the other side of it, there's been so many shows where we've tried to make as many appointments as we could to keep everything on a timely schedule, and then you go in and they're with the retailer, you have to reschedule. So sometimes it's not even worth making appointments, and we just circle around and get what we, while people are available, we just grab them as they are available.
Well, I've also known certain companies who have asked for appointments, and then when they don't keep them, I don't even make the appointment anymore because it's kind of throwing me off with that. So if someone comes back, if I go there, a lot of times they'll say, "Hey, can you come back at this time?" And that's always the best option. And most of the time I've had that, we get the slot.
Yeah, I mean, this year's going to be very different just because Matthew is doing a lot less interviews.
Yeah.
Right now.
It's not that I'm not doing any, but
He's doing less than 20, and I am doing the bulk this year.
We only have like what we call 4 or 5 long form interviews we're doing, and they're traditional ones. So if you've seen the ones, those will be the ones we do. So we keep it like that, and the other one's gonna be a lot of short format content this year. So it's just we're knocking down booth reports, but there's I think some of the short form content is going to open a lot of new direction what we're doing this year. And the other thing we want to focus on is relationship management, which we got away from last year. We do need relationship management time to just talk sometimes for 5 to 10 minutes, and we were on this pace to get to every booth. We couldn't do that. So I mean, I can contend at this point, honestly, that I can cover the trade show without going. And I can cover about 70% of it and do pretty well. But you want to get photos and stuff like that, and you want to capture the vibe of the show, so that's why you go. But, the relationship piece is very important. I know, like, Aaron Loomis's team focuses entirely on relationship piece. They have a guy, John's from Canada. He doesn't get to interact with these guys for a long time. So they focus on that, and they do a big recap show afterwards, what they saw.
Yeah,
Right.
I feel like that's what Matthew's doing more of this year.
Yeah.
Oh, it's certainly a big.
It's
It's certainly a big part of it. It's certainly a big part of it. There's a lot of different things that I have on my docket of things that I need to do, which I won't really fully get into because it's really nothing exciting. But
it's confidential too. I don't think you want that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's nobody's business. But I have my playbook is put together, and it's what I wanted, and that's it. So
Yep. Yeah.
that's really
I
all.
should start an over-under, though, of how many people are going to be like, where's Matthew?
Well, that's the
When I
problem.
show up at the
Well,
booth.
we had that a long time for the first couple of years with Bear.
Yeah.
Like Bear went with me the first year, and then when we started splitting up, it was. Now we don't really get too much of that anymore. So a few people want me there in person, but it's a lot less.
That happened. Obviously, I wasn't there last year, but the year before, we did split up, and we had split up where I did more boutique things. I felt like, and there was a lot of people who were like, they knew Matthew, not me, and I even got questions like, "Do you even smoke cigars?" And you're interviewing me. I had at least that twice.
Like smoking tobacco, they should be one.
I still want to know who asked her that question. I really do.
But I bet it was a small boutique company, right? Because
there was
The arrogance to ask somebody that. It's like, I came all the way out here and did all this, and like,
I'm asking for an interview because I don't smoke cigars.
yeah, I'm just here to fuck
called
around, like,
Smoking Tobacco.
the boutique cigar pavilion, which I think conceptually was a good idea, they never had a media component with them. to
No.
talk about how these companies should be interacting with media, right?
Yeah.
And I talked about this at the beginning of the show, how, you can't just give a message to a retailer. Yes, you need to give the message to the retailer, but you need to work that as a channel with media, which is a completely different avenue you're going to do, and you need to position that with that. But what we get is come to booth 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's now it's come to booth 1, 2, 3, 4 with a terrible AI picture.
Oh my God, the AI stuff. Jesus Christ.
I'm
so over it.
So I made a proclamation. There is no more AI that I am going to use. I was using some for only show graphics on Jukebox, and I'm going to get away from that as much as possible now. But nothing else is. The only other thing we use AI for is Grammarly. That's pretty much it.
Oh my God, the AI stuff. People are leaning on that.
Do you know, as someone who uses it like for my regular employment, I don't use it for anything, for any photographs. I do all of that myself because it's bad. It's terrible. It always messes something up.
It's that dark background with the orange glow, right, and the yellow letters, and it looks like the apocalypse. It looks like the apocalypse hit, right? Like I said, I saw 6 fingers. Your cigars don't even have your band on it.
They're too busy. Like, I just think from like a looking at it standpoint, it's too it's too busy for marketing purposes, and maybe it'll get better over time. But like, I don't use it for that.
You know what? You need to get out of the business if you're not going to invest in some basic graphics for your brand. I mean, I don't know how to say it.
It just screams lazy.
Saka we talked about this with Saka the other night, and Saka was talking about how much work it is, and he said, I'll never use AI. He says, he was showing examples of like pictures he took with different cameras and the differences and the nuances, and look, Steve, the guy's attention to detail is second to none.
Oh yeah.
I don't think Fuente would ever do that. I mean, Carlito may do a cute one like Where's Carlito, and that's okay, right? But he's not doing that for the Fuente booth, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and you're not using it for professional in lieu of like having a professional marketing person, right? So like that's the difference. So they should have people who are making professional graphics for this trade show. They shouldn't be using AI for it.
I 100% agree.
Look, I agree too. It's going to catch up. It was just like I said. It's not going to get like I said, when they all look I call them the apocalypse graphics. I call them now. And I don't think the cigars should be looked upon with the apocalypse. It has this like doomy, gloomy feel. All of them. Does that make sense? They don't have like a happy feel.
Yeah.
Alan actually made a good point here. I saw a sales rep on Facebook who had their own AI created flyer announcing that they would be at manufacturer with the PCA. The rep doesn't seem to understand that the manufacturer is the focus, not the sales rep. He has a point. He has a point.
I got to agree with him.
He is right.
A lot of the sales reps have tried to make themselves the stars. Some have done very well with it. And I had a kidding around with him last year about Nick Goss has done an incredible job with it. I think he's using some AI, but you know what? Nick does an incredible job with that.
Well, Nick's also an independent broker.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
So it's a little different
because I guess a broker is a little bit.
I made this statement. Who's going to see Nick Goss? And it got back to him, and I really didn't mean it like that. I was using Nick Goss insert sales rep here, but in fairness, Nick Goss was really the exception to that. He's exceptional at what he does, and so yeah. And then Drew Estate, I think, has done well with their reps. But I think when you go into Drew Estate, the rep has to go in with a personality. So I think that's part of the job with them.
Yeah.
They have to have the nickname, like, and stuff like that. Like when Zev was there. What's a Zev was the big joke, with him. So, and Zev was a really good sales rep. He's with EPC now. Yeah,
I mean, I know that there was a guy who worked for a manufacturer, and he had worked there for like a year or so, and he told the company that he wanted his own cigar made that was like, for him, for when he does his sales events. And of course they laughed and told him no, and he like didn't understand why. And it was like, what?
There are some reps that I could see getting away with that were very well connected with their consumers. And I'll put Drew Estate reps in that category, right? But there's not a lot of reps that have that type of connection.
Yeah, and this definitely was not.
Will McFall is one of the best reps I've ever seen connect with a consumer ever. You guys
Yeah.
not remember Scott Weeks. Scott Weeks is a broker who connected with his consumers so well.
Yep.
Zeb does a good job with that. But there's not a lot of them. Like I can't see making a cigar. You know who did it? You know who did it actually pretty well? Alec Bradley did it. Alec Bradley did it good. They did it with their in-house reps a few years ago, and they did a good job with that, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just, I don't know. That's a good point, and it's interesting. Listen, before we get too deep in the weeds here, I'm looking at the time, and I know we're approaching the 2-hour mark. But is there anything we didn't cover that we really should cover before we run out of time?
You know, I think we didn't talk too much about opening day.
Yeah. Good point.
I think that this has been talked about a lot. The Padron movie is going to be the big one.
Yep. Hand rolled next episode.
Yep. I think, that's Padron 100. So what we see from Padron, we probably won't know till the day before the trade show. At least Cigar Aficionado will find out the day before the trade show. That's usually how it works, by the way, is they tell Cigar Aficionado the day before the trade show.
Yeah.
What they're doing. So, and then we know Avo's doing something, but I don't know if it's a campaign or a cigar. So we'll see with that. I get the impression Avo's doing a rebrand, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, Avo is definitely one of those brands that needs a little bit of life pumped into it. We've been talking about that for a while. I don't know really what's going on with that, but they got to do something.
The interesting thing is, in 2015, they knew Avo was kind of, getting into the later years, and they decided to move away from Avo himself. Where they started making the messaging less around Avo the person and more around Avo the brand. And Avo the person pretty much has been forgotten about with Avo for many years. But when they made the announcement they're doing something for the 100th birthday at the trade show, they started showing pictures of Avo again for the first time, which kind of leads me to believe maybe he's going to come back in. Like him as the personality will be remembered, and I think that's something they missed when they made that change 10 years ago.
Right. Yeah.
So it may not necessarily be a new cigar either, but that's why I'm kind of going. I don't necessarily think this is a new. Some people have told me there's not a new cigar, and some people have told me they think there's a new cigar.
Interesting.
Jack hasn't told me anything, by the way. So.
Yeah. Of course not.
No, and that's not Jack's brand anyway, so it's not.
No, I know. Yeah, I mean, but I just mean they're going to keep that under wraps until.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not going to let that out.
No, if you're going to do it at the trade show, then don't leak it out to your retailers a week ahead of time. That it doesn't work. You're telling your retailers it doesn't. Why do a surprise at the trade show? But I don't think they scheduled an unveiling or anything like that. I think they're just going to display this, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Alex Legorn told me the booth is much bigger this year, by the way, too. Because that was a small booth last year.
Yeah. Well, I think it was their first year back. They probably, they wanted to kind of feel it out, and now they have.
I think they have, and I think Zeno had a huge show last year, so.
Yeah, I remember Josh was saying on the media call that the show floor is completely sold out, so much so that they had to downsize, I think, the PCA booth just to be able to give space to exhibitors. So this is going to be a very packed show. Lot of walking around. There's a lot of real estate on that floor this year, which is good. That's what you want to see. Business is good, and everyone's showing up, buying booth space, and hopefully they make it worth it. But yeah, I mean, that's another big one. Coop, final thoughts.
I think it's going to be a decent. I think it's going to be a good. The trade show expectations now are going to be at a very high level.
Yeah.
So the problem is when you have a show like you had last year, you have to top it. Now this is going to be tough. PCA had many people will say, and Ben has been to more shows than me. This was the best show they ever did. So this is tough to now top. That being said, there's no excuses if they don't top it. They've had a whole year, so I think they can. I think they got the staff and the infrastructure in place to do it. So I'm thinking it's gonna be a really good show, and I think they'll do well in Vegas next year too. So
yeah, it'll be.
You remember we used to I don't know if you remember, 8 or 9 years ago we get like someone on a call and we just or we get on a show like this, we just blast the PCA for everything they did wrong. And I had Josh on a few weeks ago. There's nothing to blast. The only thing that was an issue last year was some of the registration lines, which Josh recognized.
Yeah, they already fixed that.
They're going to fix that, yeah. Even Josh said, hey, they're going to make sure all the staff was in a meeting was the problem, right? So they had the meeting during registration. He said, yeah, we're fixing that. There's going to be people available now down there. So,
did you guys see, too, that on Friday there's going to be a fireside chat with Marlon Wayans and Guy Fieri?
Yes.
That, too.
Yes.
Hosted by Cigar. Yeah, I think I'll say this. We all know Guy. I did interview Marlon. That's going to be a very entertaining session. Marlon is really good in front of the mic. So, and like I said, he is an easy guy to talk to, and he loves people, and by the way, that's a big win for the PCA.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see. And Marlon's strategy has been very similar to Guy's strategy in terms of doing events. If he's in town, he wants to do an event. And that's how I found out.
Yeah.
But I think he's doing an event on Thursday somewhere in New Orleans, from what I saw.
Oh, so he's already in town, so he's just gonna.
Right.
That works.
They've done this with Guy a lot, where they get on Guy's schedule, and when Guy was in Asheville last year, they did an event at Ben's store. So they're really good at they work with their cigar partners to get that schedule. So Marlon's kind of taking a similar approach to what Guy's did.
Yeah, I think that's going to be good too.
That'll be interesting. The hand rolled premiere is going to be interesting. So Friday is always kind of an interesting day, and then Saturday, there it is. The show begins, and then it's crazy till the end. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a great show. Interesting releases.
Yeah, they're more interesting than I thought. In the last couple of weeks, a lot of stuff has come on the list. I'm looking at.
Yeah, so I'm excited about it, and I look forward to it. And of course, after we'll be back for our post-game show, and we'll digest everything that did happen, what we saw, what we all that stuff, and we'll obviously be very excited to share that with you. It'll probably be a much longer show, but I think for now that's going to be our pre-game show, and we'll leave it there. We'll keep you updated as everything goes on, and hopefully we have some exciting stuff to share with you when we get back. So, oh man, another one in the books. That's going to be our show for tonight. So don't forget to obviously like and subscribe everywhere you get a podcast, but make sure you stay in touch with smokingtobacco.com for more news, reviews, updates, and all of our PCA 2026 coverage. Brought to you by Drew Estate, live from New Orleans next week. We will be at the trade show on location. Coop will be there too. I think he's going to stop by. No, I'm just kidding. Coop will be there.
Steve says I don't work at the trade show anymore.
Oh, are you kidding me? That's BS.
Well, I do most of the work after the show, so it is the truth. I don't.
You see them coming too. It's like
I don't do it. I don't do the interviews. I did camera last year though.
I know.
That's hard. Yeah.
And it's funny because someone said to me, they were like, "Yeah, I saw Coop earlier. He was," and I was like, "Oh yeah," and like, "Yeah, him and his posse." Just rolling through. And then someone was like, yeah, it's like Coop's like the Don, and he's got his whole mob family behind him.
That's true. We got my consigliere, yeah. And then with smoking tobacco, you're the five families, so we have all, it kind of works like that.
Yeah, the five families. For those who know, they know. Not all of the five families were on the media call the other day. But anyway, guys, that's our show. Stay tuned for more. We'll be back, obviously, and we'll see you on the other side. All right, take care.
Bye.